Hello all. So in our previous session we have discussed about self-introduction. So we are just going to discuss about Azure introduction. Suppose if you are working as a Azure DevOps engineer, how you can introduce yourself and what technical skills you have to portray. Right? So coming to this, myself Chandana, and I do have 10 plus years of experience as a DevOps engineer, and currently I'm associated with so and so company. And coming to my technical expertise, I have extensively worked on the cloud Azure, and on top of the Azure, I have worked on different services like compute services like virtual machine scale sets, and storage services like file storage, blob storage, container storage, all those things. And the database services like we have MySQL, Azure SQL. There are different types of database services on the same. And container services like Azure Kubernetes service and also Azure Container Registry, Azure Container Instances I have worked so far. And from the monitoring, I have worked on the Azure Monitor, and also ARM templates I have worked for the infrastructure as a code. And for the networking part, I have worked on the VNets, subnets, even the securities, NSGs I have worked. And for the security related things, I have worked on the AWS WAF and also traffic manager. And in the application gateway, I have even worked on the firewall related things as well. And even Azure security. For the serverless, I have mainly worked on the function app things. So where I have created some of the functions using the different languages like Python, C, even we can use shell scripts, whatever maybe. And for the CI/CD implementations and all our DevOps things, so where we are using Azure DevOps. Azure DevOps has the functionality where we have the entire DevOps lifecycle will be covered under the same tool. So we have the Azure repos, that to Git repos, which we are using to store our source code, and followed by even we have Azure pipelines, which we are creating the CI pipelines, that is the YAML based pipelines, and we do also have the classic. Currently we are using YAML templates. And for the release pipeline, which we will be using for the deployment on the same. And also, in order to maintain our variables, everything, so we have the different variable groups where we can integrate with the keyword to fetch the secrets, everything we have done it on top of the Azure DevOps itself. And also we can maintain our lifecycle management on top of the Azure boards, where you can create the sprints, iterations to track our progress on the same. And also for the configuration management tool, I have extensively used the Ansible, and even SonarQube was integrated with the Azure DevOps in order to get all the vulnerabilities of the static code analysis for the Azure source code. And also I have worked on Terraform, which we have maintained all our Terraform infrastructure, that is Azure infrastructure, using the Terraform itself. We have the centralized repository, so where we maintain all our configuration files in order to maintain in the automated way. All our state files was stored in the Azure containers itself, that is the storage container blobs we have stored it. So this is how you can introduce yourself for the Azure.